I got more room. That's 42,000 pounds. Spreading. Well, good morning. You guys never say morning back. Here, we're spreading fertilizer. We combined yesterday into last night, so I got a few fields in the area that we're going to spread on. Nicest part is, since we have this thing spreading at 100 feet wide, I can drive straight down the outside sprayer track when I'm ringing the field, and that is exactly 50 feet from the edge of the field, as long as the sprayer drove where he was supposed to, which relies on the planter. So as long as the planter planted where he was supposed to, which is Brody. So Brody, next year's crop is getting fed based off of your planted. Anyways, we're in the main rows now. Let's spread some fertilizer. Well, this is a lot slower with one combine. Chet's busy with Garenhoff right now. So it's just me and Brody out here doing our thing. He's got a couple rounds and then we're done with this field. We got 2 more fields. Got to head west a few miles. Should be able to finish tomorrow, right? Always tomorrow. I got to unload. Pretty slick system. We have shared work groups, so if they create a harvest line to play the wind, and we always cut at a 3-4 degree angle when combining beans, but whatever line Brody, or if Chet was out here, whatever line he made, it pops up on my screen. I click it, and then when I pull up next to him, I can lock on. Something I've kind of learned to do for auto track, in these systems you can set your track spacing. So I did mine at, I believe it's a foot. So every foot across this entire field is a straight track line that I can lock onto. That way when I get close, to the combine, I hit resume auto track, and there's a line within 6 inches at the most that I can lock onto. That way I don't get pulled into the combine. Kind of a safe way of using auto track.
It's sunny, Brody. Let's go. I can't go. I gotta wait.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
My new corn head's coming today. I gotta get it set up on my machine. But with that being said, the beans aren't really ready anyways, so.
It's bright out.
Hopefully by noon. Let's see how quick we can get these guys to work.
Yeah.
Hey, I found my mellow yellow. I left it over there.
I was wondering whose that was. Thought about taking it. Looked really good.
Yeah. Dad's out ditching. Eric and Steve are spreading fertilizer. Clem, Randy are bringing loaded trucks to town because our bin that is here is full. The one bin. These little bins that are crushed are normally our bean bins plus the 70,000, while the little bins are ruined, so we can't use them. So everything from here on out is going to town because we're full. You combine too many beans, Brody.
Yep. That's for sure.
It's a good problem. It's a good problem. Oh my gosh, the neighbors are going.
We gotta go.
Oh, that's because they got red equipment. They can start earlier.
Well, I'm going. See ya.
It was supposed to get down to 24 last night, but I don't think it got below 32, which is good. We don't have to deal with any frost. But the beans seem to have picked up some moisture overnight, so we're not too big of a hurry. Plus, we only got, hopefully, we can finish beans today. Hopefully, I don't know. Which means then tomorrow, Saturday, will be kind of a switch over. Probably not much corn getting done, but get the corn heads on, switch some settings on the combines, and what else? Hook up another grain cart off of, get the scraper unhooked, hook the cart up, and make sure the bend site's ready to rock and roll. Got Douglas boat in the shop though, so it don't freeze. Well, here we go. New heads here. Looks pretty sweet. We're gonna get it on. We have to do some wiring to the combine, so we're gonna get her in the shop and we'll look it over a little bit. So this will be the first ever Geringhoff corn head on the yard. So we're gonna test her out, see what we think. This is a 12 row 30 folding corn head. It is going to be ran against our 12 row 30 folding John Deere corn head. We're gonna see which one we like better, and I'm sure there'll be features of both that we like, but we're gonna get this one set up. I guess there's some monitors or something that we have to put into the cab, so we're gonna get everything ran, tested here before we go combine beans. Make sure this is ready for the weekend when we are ready to go combine corn. There sits its competitor right there. Oh, right there. Does it look sweet, Brody?
It looks cool. I like it.
I do like the black. What was the fancy name he had for the color on this? Midnight Black, yeah.
Is it midnight black?
I think so. I like that. Yeah. The awkward camera eyes.
Oh boy.
So you brought her out. We got to run some wires.
Yep.
Put some drive shafts on.
Yep.
And
Calibrate it, yep. Get everything set in the monitor and should be good to go.
Sweet. No problems.
No
The
problems.
whole
Not a
season.
one, no.
All right. Header's on. It is communicating. So far, they're doing a header calibration right now. We put the PTO shafts on. We leveled the snouts. What else did we do? Put a box in the cab so it talks to the head. Maybe we'll be able to run it here shortly. So everything's ran through the ISO bus.
Yes.
Okay. Oh. Goes faster out. It turns over. I do like the what do you call that?
Andrew levels.
Yeah, I think that'd be very nice in down corn.
Are right off your real speed.
Okay.
You know, just where they were was too fast.
Okay.
Kind of want them at a little bit of a crawl. It moves the material a little bit better when they're a little bit
Slow.
slower. That's maybe a little bit too slow.
Okay.
Maybe just like right there, that notch down.
Okay.
You don't want them just singing.
Perfect.
But we have got
So the head speed is still this stuff. It knows that my chopper ain't high speed. How about that? Or that it's in high speed. So that's 1, 2. So I'm adjusting the speed that the head runs right now. What RPM do you like to see ran on the head?
750 about. So 3 would be like your optimal speed. 2 would probably be where you get kind of some higher stuff.
Okay.
If you're worried about selling.
Okay.
You know, kind of keeping in those parameters that I told you.
Yep.
There is an alarm, a slow speed alarm put in here, and a high speed alarm. So we can change those if we need to, but as far as like a factory setting, we're just going to keep it there for now.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, guys. They are just taking off now. We got it on here. We got it calibrated. Everything's talking to each other. We had one O-ring that was bad in a fitting. It is brand new, so this was the first time it was being ran. So we leveled the snouts. This is a brand new head. It is the lawnmower style, so it is the same idea as Deere, just totally different, or a lot different engineering. The snap rollers are replaceable parts rather than a cast. 2 grease zerks here, 1 grease zerk back there that needs to be greased daily. That's the only maybe more maintenance, I would say, to this head rather than the Deere. But I do like a lot of the other replaceable components here rather than Deere's, where let me back up there. Adjustable So as these wear, you can actually adjust the snap rollers together so you get longer life out of there, rather than on deer, they're just fixed. When they're shot, or when they're wore, they'll start slowly getting worse and worse, where here you can keep that gap tight till they are completely shot. So I like that feature. Spring tensioning on the gathering chains, I like that. I'm really gonna like that, especially if we get into any down corn. I don't think we have any, and I hope we don't. We do have head sight on this, and this is what will steer the combine here to keep it straight with the rows, auto steer. We've got 4 sensors for header height control to keep the head level and square to the ground. What other? It's folding, obviously. I'm excited to have 2 folding corn heads. That should be exciting. This is a demo head, so this is not ours, but we are going to be demoing it. It's got 2 stock stompers on it. I was kind of hoping to have time to put more on it, but this is what we're going to have for the season. This is what they come. You can have, I believe, 2 stock stompers if need be, from the factory. Folding, this is, I think, for storage. Me and the rep were looking at this like, why you got to have it out, why does this fold? But I'm guessing it's for storage. What else is on here? Another cool feature, that it's all gearboxes and shafts. There is no chains to have to maintain, grease, lube, tension. It's all gearboxes, direct driven. You can turn off your lawnmower blades, that's what I'm going to call it, underneath the head. If you don't want to chop, we never turn ours off because we want it chopped. But some guys maybe don't want it chopped. So this is something I really like here. So it is a steel shroud around this blade. So when it's to prevent windrowing of the trash, because these all spin like this, and so all the trash throws that way from this blade. So this is going to help keep it under where it's supposed to be, laying even. And also it's metal, so it ain't gonna wear out as fast as rubber flaps. The poly that we put on ours helps a lot, but this, I like that. Overall, I can say what I like, but we're gonna see in season how this thing works. So make sure to stick around and watch what we do with it and see how we like it. I've got to get combining. Brody's been out for 2 hours, so I'm going to drop this head off right there and go to the field. And I don't think we're going to get done with beans today, but I'm really hoping we do. So I was thinking that they were going to put a monitor in here to run the head, but turns out it's ISOBus, so it connects to the ISOBus. This little box here is head sight, Horizon Bridge. So it actually Wi-Fi's to the head. You plug it in down here and give it power, and you don't have to hook wires up. It goes into the Gen 4. Went pretty seamlessly. So these little things on the picker snoots, I like that. For cobs that might fling or try to fling back out to try to catch them and hold them in the head. I have concerns about them being on there for if we would get into down corn, lodge corn, that it won't slide up and over there. And I did tell the reps that, and they're like, well, a lot of guys, if they get into down corn, will remove those, just because when you're in down corn, it's just so horrible that nothing really works well. So, but I can see that if we get into down corn, we might have to take those off. But let's just pray, regardless, we have no down corn, because if so, fall is going to get very long. They promised me that setting this down on the stock stompers ain't going to bend or break anything. So I am not reliable of damages to your stock stompers, Geringhoff. because I was advised that nothing bad can happen. Huh. It's looking like it's sitting there just fine. I don't see any bending parts until I back into some. Well, it turns out they're almost done with the field, so I'm going to wait. I'm not going to drive 5 miles east and then turn around and drive 20 miles west, because we're going west next fields. So the last 2 fields are about 12 miles away from here, right across the road from each other, so no head detaching, should be pretty efficient. All right, we are ready to rock and roll. All systems are a go. You know, I did not think that these beans were going to be as good as they are. Obviously, there's a lot of potholes in this field. But that is what it is. They are planted around. But the yield is actually, you know, way better than I expected. This is kind of lighter ground, more hills. I was expecting with the drought to have damaged them, but actually they might be up there with some of the better this year. So there's a ton of these little potholes out here. We just are cutting straight, basically. We combine around them, and then we're just driving through with the head up. We're gonna have to chop these. Last year we farmed right through them, no problem. Got nice corn out of it, but this spring was just so wet that it was just not possible. So they're dry now, though. We don't have to worry about getting stuck or nothing. And there was a good song on the radio too. I was wondering why my air, I could tell right away my air wasn't working. Been screwing with it. Turns out my fan was plugged. Clogged! That happens occasionally. Normally trash gets down in here, but I think some beans fell on it and stopped it from spinning, and then you're just screwed. We're back. Well, we're getting ready for corn harvest, where we unload while we're taxiing for efficiency. Woo! All hand steering. It's mainly on to the combine operator to not hit anybody. We're empty. Flawless execution. Flawless. Can you see those lights right there? That's Dago! He's out here with the backhoe. Eric hit a massive rock with his track, and Dad broke the scraper hydraulic hose, so he's like, anything to do? I said, you can dig a rock out if you've got nothing to do, and now he's after some trees. Boy, you're dirty. And conditions are massively deteriorating. We're down to 46 acres left. We can do roughly 50 acres an hour once the field's opened up. So we've about an hour left, but the race is on versus the dew. And I really want to wrap this up because for the simple reason of, yeah, well, there's always tomorrow to do it, that's fine. But we have an hour left of combining, and we won't have much to do in the morning besides grease and service, which we could do at the farm. And switch the combines over. Long story short, by the time we get out here and get it combined after the dew burns off, we could have them both switched over to corn ready to rock and roll. So we're gonna struggle a little bit, do the best cutting job we can to try to push this out tonight. Brody's complaining though. Jack, it's not working! It's not working! I know, Brody, it's challenging, but we gotta keep going. Well, I'm down to my last 100 feet on about 200-yard run, so like an acre and a half. Brody, he's right here. He's unloading. He's been having a heck of a time. I mean, they're basically twin combines and heads, but his head, he's got the same settings as I have, and he's tried many, many settings, and he just can't make it work. Not that he's wrapping it up. But he says he's got some horrible sounds coming from his feeder house, so I don't know what's going on. We're gonna drop the head, see if it's the head or the feeder house making noises. But this is gonna be a wrap on beans. Get into some corn. That's gonna be exciting. Appreciate all you guys watching with us. Well, boys, that's a wrap on soybean harvest. She jumped a cog again. Remember when that happened last year?
Yep, I do.
That's not a fun job either.
Oh my, what's going on up there?
Well, I imagine it's because everything's crooked.
Hopefully crooked and not busted.
True.
Yeah. Monday's problem.
Or tomorrow morning's problem.
I know.
All right, we gotta hook Brody up to this, I suppose, so we can get the heck out of here. Where'd he go?
He's gone. He ran off again. Brody!
You broke it! Are you never been so glad to be done?
Yeah.
It was a horrible last.
I broke it on purpose.
Oh yes.
There's something wrong with that head. There's gotta be.
Okay, let's get you hooked up here. You got your radio on you?
I do.
All right. Well, guys, that's going to be a wrap on the video. Tomorrow's going to be switching over to corn, fixing his feeder house, blowing equipment off, getting ready for the real marathon. It's going to be the end of the video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.